Good morning, everybody. Believe it or not, it is indeed a beautiful morning for us to remember and celebrate those faithful Americans who gave their lives for our freedom. I am Major General Gary Brito, and I have the privilege and honor of commanding the Maneuver Center of Excellence in Fort Benning, hosting this glorious Memorial Day ceremony. I want to extend a special welcome to our Gold Star families, our veterans, distinguished guests, and our friends from Columbus and the surrounding towns and cities. Congressman Sanford Bishop, sir, thank you for honors with your presence today. A special welcome to John and Sis Hargrove, Lieutenant General Retired Sam Wetzel Lane, always great to see you, sir. Brigadier General Pete and Stephanie Jones, Mr. Mike and Kathy Burns, glad to see you as well. Fellow soldiers, leaders, and families, thank you for joining us today. Memorial Day can be a difficult time for many. Often we're reminded of the sadness which comes from missing our friends, brothers and sisters, and our battle buddies. And although many will enjoy backyard barbecues and other fun events today, it is wholly appropriate that we gather at our cemetery and others around the country to celebrate and recognize the service of those that paid the ultimate sacrifice. For it is here where we remember their stories, and although they are no longer with us today, we have every reason to be inspired by their service, dedication, their leadership, and most importantly, their patriotism. In this cemetery, we honor over 8,000 warriors, 3 of whom are Medal of Honor recipients. And all of those 8,000 served with pride and contributed to the very fiber that makes our military strong. Ladies and gentlemen, here at Fort Benning, we have numerous and fitting tributes to soldiers and leaders who would call themselves ordinary citizens, but their actions were nothing less than extraordinary indeed. Please allow me to share a few. Every new recruit coming here for basic training passes through the doors of the 30th AG Battalion on Sand Hill. It's been there for many, many decades. This building is named after Specialist 4th Class Donald R. Johnston. Specialist Johnston distinguished himself while serving as a mortarman in Delta Company 1A Cav Regiment, 1st Cav Division, at a fire support base in Vietnam. Sparing all the details, one day that base came under heavy, devastating rocket and mortar attack fire, and as the chaos ensued, Specialist Johnson, with complete disregard for his own safety, hurled himself in the dangerous explosive charges, shielding his fellow soldiers from the blast. I would call that an extraordinary action by a brave young soldier. Ladies and gentlemen, as many of you know, on this hallowed ground, we are in the presence of great leaders. Leaders such as Lieutenant General Retired Harold Moore and Colonel Retired Robert Nett. Both leaders built their legacies in their own right, and they are fixtures here at Fort Benning. Many of us and many of you remember their passion for service, their sharing of leadership lessons of which we all benefit from today. And a little bit closer to home, as we have our own Maneuver Center headquarters appropriately bearing the names of 2 Medal of Honor recipients, worthy, truly worthy of such recognition. Specialist Ross McGinnis and Corporal Jerry Wickham. Their sacrifices represent thousands of soldiers who gave their all for the sake of their country and for the sake of their fellow comrades. And ladies and gentlemen, I personally remember the heroic actions of Sergeant First Class Alwyn Cash, Alpha Company, 115 Infantry, 3rd Brigade, 3rd ID. His actions saved the lives and prolonged the lives of several others. Cash Man, as he was affectionately known, was the most severely injured, but he fought through it to ensure his boys were okay. And in the end, they were not. And Sergeant Cash was the last to go. But I will tell you, to the very end, he asked about his fellas, his words, his team, and his brothers in arms. That action represents all that the U.S. Army is great for. It is soldiers like these and many others that gives us very cause to celebrate. This is what Memorial Day is all about. We must remember the lives and the legacies of our service members and soldiers of all ranks, and cherish the gift they continue to give us today. We as a country have shown the world the results of a free people committed to serving one another. The soldiers to my front and the soldiers to my rear represent this freedom, and each and every one of them served with honor and distinction. I am very thankful for the path they laid for me and for all of us, whether in uniform or not. We are empowered by the stories of those who have gone before us, men and women who have served the country dutifully and helped shape our proud identity. And team, closer to home here at Fort Benning, what I charge you in uniform today, as we train soldiers, develop leaders, and prepare for the future, reflect on the stories of soldiers like McGinnis, Wickham, Cash, Lieutenant General Hal Moore, Colonel Bob Nett, and give that purpose for what you do every day. And I will share with you, adversaries of our nation will test us again. And we will defeat them because we are good and well-trained, and our legacy and our reputation matters. We owe it to all those in the cemetery today. Remember the gift that we have been given, and accept the challenge to continue their outstanding legacy of service, leadership, and commitment. For without their sacrifice, our country would not be what it is today. Ladies and gentlemen, it has indeed been an honor. God bless the families of our fallen service members. God bless America. Have a great day. Thank you very much.